Here's the problem. We're running. He does great. I win. I choose him as my vice presidential candidate, and the Democrats sue because we can't take him along for the ride. I don't like that, okay? The fact is, and if for some reason he beats the rest of the field, if for some, see, they don't like that. No, they don't like that he beats the rest of the field because they want me. But if for some reason, Neil, he beats the rest of the field, I already know the Democrats are going to be bringing a suit. You have a big lawsuit over your head while you're running, and if you become the nominee, who the hell knows if you can even serve in office?
Donald Trump entertaining the crowd at the debate last night. He is right about a lawsuit if Cruz is in the mix at the end of the day as presidential or vice presidential nominee, because Alan Grayson from Florida, congressman, said he would sue. We do know this, that Cruz was not born in the United States. He was born to an American citizen on Canadian soil. And there is a conversation that is breaking out in legal circles about whether he is eligible to be president or vice president. Richard Viguerie, godfather of the conservative movement and chairman of conservativehq.com. Mr. Viguerie, good to have you with us.
Good to be with you again, as always, Ed.
You bet. You told us months ago you thought Cruz would eventually, the cream would come to the top. Well, he's in the mix. There's no question. He has a very slim lead in Iowa. He's in a hell of a lot better shape than all the others who are trying to take on Trump. I want your take on this eligibility issue. How do you view it? The Constitution's very clear, or is it?
Well, Constitution is clear, but how do you interpret it? And the legal evidence at the preponderance is right now, Ed, that Cruz is qualified to run for president. Who knows how the Supreme Court would eventually rule if it got to that. I have a friend who's a very high-ranking legal official in the country who says, and I think I've heard this other places, no one has standing right now to challenge him. So the only time you can legally challenge him is if it becomes a fact that he's now the president of the United States. So it's really, much to do about nothing. I think it's a compliment for Cruz. People recognize his opponents, that including mainstream media and Trump, that he's a serious, contender here. So
but would you admit that if Cruz is in the mix, that there will be some legal issues? And the question
absolutely, sure.
Okay.
I mean, sure, the Democrats. That doesn't mean that they'll have standing before the court. It could easily be quickly thrown out.
Okay. Trump is talking about go to a court right now and get a declaration on this. What do you think of that?
Well, that's a compliment again on how serious Trump is worried about Cruz. It's an idiotic thing to propose, and it's nothing about anything serious. So anyway, it's a distraction on the part of Trump. It's not going anywhere.
All right, Trump did say this about it.
So why now? Why are you raising this issue now?
Because now he's doing a little bit better. No, I didn't care before. It's true. No, it's true. Hey, look, he never had a chance. Now he's doing better. He's got probably a 4 or 5% chance.
I guess I respect that answer, because why pay attention to somebody that's not going to do anything? If somebody's going to do something and somebody's polling well and doing well, then obviously the scrutiny becomes a little tighter and a little bit more focused. Okay, who is this guy? So I understand what Trump is saying there. Mr. Viguerie, what about Donald Trump? There's a lot of folks that believe that he is the inevitable. Your thoughts?
He's certainly not inevitable. I think I've said it a number of times on your show here, Ed. I think it's really a three-person race. Everybody else is being diminished daily here. It's Trump, Cruz, and Rubio. No one else has really got a serious chance here. And I think it really is a contest between Trump and Cruz. And in an interesting way, Trump's attacks and the mainstream media's attacks on Cruz eligibility could work to Cruz's advantage, because we know that Republican primary voters assume that my enemy's enemy must be my friend. And when the liberals are going after Cruz on this eligibility issue, I think it could strengthen Cruz.
Well, now you got Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders in a scrap over health care. What do you got? That's got to be entertaining for you conservatives.
Well, it is, but I don't think we're paying much attention to it now. We've got our hands full right now with our own issues here.
All right. Let's go back to Cruz for a moment. What about this loan? That $1 million loan that he was asked about last night, and he spun it off on the New York Times. How do you feel about that? Is he in trouble here? Does he have to answer this in more detail?
Well, I think he has answered it. He said he had filed 2 reports, both of them public, and one report had the loan on it, and the other report was left off. So he wasn't hiding anything. He filed 2 reports. One had it listed, the other didn't. So I think it's a non-issue.
All right, if we go back and look at past Iowa caucuses, the conservatives have done very well. I think we can make the case that Rick Santorum's a pretty strong conservative. We can make the case that that Huckabee is also pretty conservative. They've both won Iowa and then didn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Is Cruz following that path? I mean, if you look at rural Iowa and the way it votes when they come out, the evangelicals do swing it. So Cruz has got, I think, a great shot of winning it, but where does he go after that? And what do you think would happen if he did win Iowa? Big
difference, Ed, between Huckabee, Santorum, and Cruz here in terms of Iowa, because both Huckabee and Santorum threw everything they had into Iowa, almost to the exclusion of everything else. Everybody, Republicans, Democrats, conservative, liberals, mainstream media, acknowledged that Cruz has the best campaign this year of all of the candidates. Got the best ground game not only in Iowa, but in South Carolina, in Nevada, in this state and that state. So he's running a 50-state campaign, unlike Santorum or Huckabee's. Big difference.
He's doing a better job than Trump?
Oh, absolutely. In terms of a ground game, absolutely. I think everybody acknowledges that. Cruz is really organized. He's raised more hard dollars than any other Republican candidate. He has more individual donors to his campaign than any other candidate out there. He's highly organized. He's running a 50-state campaign. When it gets to the southern states, March 1st, everybody acknowledges he's going to be in really strong shape there. Unlike Santorum, who I supported in 2012, a good friend. But he wasn't prepared to move beyond Iowa, and it was playing catch-up all the time. Not so with Cruz. He's highly organized.
Richard Viguerie, great to have you with us, Mr. Viguerie. Appreciate it. We'll do it again. Thank you.
Great. Bye.
Godfather of the conservative movement and chairman of conservativehq.com. I think he's a great resource and a good guy.